Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Today joining me is Sri Kaartik Gor as we look at the year 2025. What is it going to mean? Are we at the cusp of another pandemic, or if there's going to be any other surprises in this year? Let's welcome Kaartik Gor ji. Kaartik ji, namaskar. Welcome to PGurus channel. How are you, sir?
Namaste, Namah Shivaya. I'm good, and happy Christian New Year to all your viewers.
Thank you so much, and same to you, Kaartik ji. Now, Kaartik ji, viewers, is going to be visiting United States. He's going to be likely on the East Coast as well as on the West Coast. New York City, Washington, D.C. are definitely on the cards, and so is Silicon Valley. So please, stay tuned to this. We will keep updating you on this. If you would like to meet him, please do get in touch with us, Kaartik ji, or me. We are going to put out a flyer, and then you can essentially WhatsApp us, and then we will keep you in mind so that in case he's coming to your city, we can keep you notified. Kaartik ji, thank you so much for going the extra mile to visit United States. I'm sure you're going to find it a very pleasant surprise at the amount of enthusiasm you're going to see. So I'm very hopeful that this will be a very nice trip for you and an opportunity for many of our people in America to meet you. So Kaartik ji, let's now jump right into this new virus HMPV. Two versions coming out. People are saying no, this just comes during winter, it is nothing new. But the amount of people getting admitted in hospitals, which again is heavily edited, still seems to have escaped all the filtering that they do. So what is really going on according to you, and what do the charts say, sir?
Yeah, so the apprehension is bound to happen because it is originating from China. So whenever and China's credibility when it comes to telling truth is so high, with sarcasm, that obviously people, whenever they say that everything is fine, obviously people know that it's not fine. But for me, somebody who follows Jyotish, I always look at the world from the Jyotish lens. And as I say, that Jyotish is a 𝗦𝗲𝗥𝗄𝗏, and even Vishnu or Lord Vishnu looks at the world from the concept of Jyotish. And that's why it is 𝗦𝗲𝗥𝗄𝗏. Now, so let us put it in a perspective, and then I will come to this core question also, in terms of why I feel we need to be a little worried, but at the same time, we are not reaching a stage like 2020 and a situation which is going to go completely out of hand. Now, what is my logical reasoning on that? The first part of it is there are two major things I want to talk about, and one is Jupiter's transit, and other is the Kalamrita Yoga, which is forming. Okay. Now, I am a big believer of nimittas or omens, and I always feel before the event is going to happen, there are always certain omens which we see, which in Jyotish we call it as nimittas. And based on what happened on 31st on the Empire State Building, there was a lightning which hit the Empire State Building. And then we are talking about what happened in New York, around the 31st. What happened just before that in the Christmas market in Germany. Plus what is happening now in terms of the grooming gangs and the people, very, very anxious in terms of why are we not calling out the elephant on the room or calling out the problem as it is. Now, when I look at the situation is that, hey, around May, Jupiter is transiting to Gemini. Now, this is a very, very important transit that I'm very interested in, because Gemini is a place where Jupiter is not very comfortable. It is said to be as a Maranakaraka sthana for Jupiter, because third house per se is the house of Parakrama and sexuality. And Jupiter neither likes violence, neither is it interested in so-called nightlife. And that's the reason Rahu gets exalted in Gemini, because Rahu is always on for a party. You understand? So there are a lot of things where the wildfire and other nimittas also coming up. But what are we talking about? We are talking about a situation where the ninth lord, which is the Jupiter, which is the natural ninth lord of dharma and religion, is coming to a situation where it is getting extremely uncomfortable. Now, people or skeptics might say that Kaartik ji, this does happen. There is, even before, there was a little bit of an uprising and people were angry about the grooming gang or the radicalism which people see around. But there is always a tipping point. There is always a moment where people say enough is enough. And what I see is, with Jupiter coming over there, the tolerance level is going to go low. And finally, the people are going to say that enough is enough and you better stop this, else 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗥𝗡𝗥. And that is my biggest worry. That, there is going to be that religious divide. There is going to be a huge us versus them. And even if you see the nimittas in US with the H1B visa and other things, in a way that divide is showing up, us versus them. And that is only going to increase more in 2025. And combine that with all the planets coming between Rahu and Ketu. So it is a yoga which is called as 𝗠𝗚𝗏 yoga. It is technically not a 𝗠𝗚𝗙𝗏 yoga because it is ending with Ketu. Now, that is saying that, okay, this is a very spiritual yoga. If you talk about Jyotish texts, it says that this is a very spiritual yoga. Now, my worry is that with so much of fighting going on, with Jupiter is also your immunity going low or diseases coming into the picture, and with people getting spiritual, I sense that there is something, where we are looking at a lockdown, or we are talking about, probably riot-like situation, or where there are things where people are not able to get out of the home, either because of a pandemic or because of some sort of a religious tension which is going on. And we should be, in a way, ready to see that in 2025. So this is my opening comment.
Thank you so much, Kaartik ji. My specific observation here is this HMPV virus is not new. I mean, there has been this virus. Every time it is cold weather, you're going to get it. It's a bird flu kind of thing. Now, the problem comes when you start discussing the variants. And I don't know if what is now flooding the hospitals in China is HMPV or a variant of the HMPV. I don't know. And I don't think anybody really knows that if that's a difference or not. Certainly 3 or 4 cases have been discovered in India also. I don't know how Dubai is doing at this time. But see, this is not going to be stopped. I mean, you can stop flying planes into China, but you can't stop air from coming from anywhere to anywhere, right?
Exactly.
What do the stars tell you? By May, it will all be settled, one way or the other? HMPV.
No. Yeah. So that is majorly between March and May. So that is going to be over. But after May is when we are talking about the religious tension and other things which are doing. We are also looking at a war-like situation. And specifically, if I might say that, Trump is very, very clear that he wants to end the Ukraine war. But I'm very clear, based on the maps that I have seen, based on whatever I have done, I'm very clear that Iran is going to be the focus on 2025. So we better look out. And in Middle East is going to be very shaky. And just when I was making my notes as a nimitta, I saw the video of Donald Trump saying that, you better give out the hostages, else I'm going to, Middle East is going to be very shaky. And in Donald Trump's, so that was a nimitta also, that, hey, listen, we are talking about these things. And when you hear from the incoming president, who is also aggressively going for Middle East, but he is not naming the country, I'm more or less clear that it's going to be Iran, which they are going to go for.
So Iran is in the crosshairs. That's very clear here. Thank you so much. As far as humanity is concerned, you said that there is a possibility of riots breaking out between one group and the other. H1B, I think, has died down a little bit after Trump came out strongly in favor of it. And yes, there are changes that need to be done. Some people will always start gaming anything. In fact, on the 17th of this year, viewers, 17 January, before he demits office, a new set of regulations for H1B are coming. So we will revisit this perhaps if we have time in the next episode with Kaartik ji, so that we have an idea about this. What are the new things that are coming out? Certainly people do game it. I have absolutely no reservations in saying this. So that's why they went to the lottery system, because they felt that some people knew exactly how to present their applications for passing, while as the others were just missing out. So be that as it may, overall, is there anything else that people have to be concerned about, Kaartik ji, other than the virus?
Other than virus, what we are talking about is stay very careful, because we are going to see lot of natural earthquakes and fires, and we are going to see lot more calamities. A lot of flights, getting crashed, uh, due to unknown circumstances. So a lot of national calamities is also what we are going to look at. So 2025 in that sense is going to be something, which is going to be a little more, I would say, exciting. In terms of 2024, it's not going to be that stable, again, but stability is again a very, very personal view, right? Somebody in a war-torn country might laugh at us and say that, hey, listen, we have had a very bad 2024. So, but I'm talking about net, so net, I would say that compared to 2024, 2025 is going to be more jittery, especially because there is nobody talking to stop wars. Now, this is a funny situation because Trump is talking about stopping war. But again, Trump being Trump, and the 𝗤𝗨 is purely based on Lagna, he is going to focus more in terms of the wars that he has promised to stop. He is not promising that there will be no new wars which is starting up. And looking at the charts, looking at transit, looking at Donald Trump charts himself, with Mangal being so strong, he is going to go after gaining territories. And for me, it was not a shocker that, not once, twice, but thrice, he has been talking about Canada. And finally, Justin Trudeau had to leave. So these are all very, very clear nimittas. We are talking about now Elon Musk, talking about territories, and Elon Musk talking about England, and now he's being questioned in European Union in terms of how to deal with him, and so on and so forth. So we are talking about a situation where America, and especially Trump, when he says, make America great again, it's also more in terms of the power it had, or the raw power it had, or the my way or highway sort of, clear leeway they had when it comes to geopolitics. So that is something to be watching out, So there is going to be that divide where probably Trump will come out as a poster boy of Christian nations, or shall I say the one who has been backed by the church, compared to, easy targeting specific countries, easy targeting specific languages. So that is something, where obviously the leftist and the Islamist will play out. But we are looking at a situation where it won't be as stable compared to 2024.
Thank you, Kaartik ji. Now, last two questions, and then we can take questions from our viewers. Last two questions. One is about Panama Canal. I don't know if you had a chance to watch the interview, but basically what he said was that China has taken over Panama Canal and he's going to do something about it. The tariffs are being levied differently for US-based companies versus China-based companies. And after all, in one senator's words, we stole it fair and square. Panama was stolen from Colombia.
Correct.
Before they made the canal, they actually cut Colombia and retained whatever this portion that comes into the northern hemisphere, Northern American hemisphere, and that's how they created Panama. And if they want to, they can go and easily capture Panama. It's not a big deal. The question is, what is China going to do about it? They have not said a word about it. So Panama, I think, is if the case is made, I think that's going to be something interesting there. What do you think? Do you think China will react to that, or they're just going to wait and see what happens? Because US can move it in 24 hours. No problem.
China will wait and see. I don't see China taking any action, neither in 2025 nor in 2026. It is only in 2027 that I see a conflict where directly China and US are at loggerheads. So as of now, all the fighting is going to happen more at a trade level, more in terms of the treaties, more in terms of the taxation, more in terms of those areas. And that is where he is going to look at. As I said, that from now till almost mid of 2027 is going to be like a home run for Donald Trump. It's as good as he's going to have a 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏 sort of a horse, who is going to leave, and nobody is going to stop it. It's only going to be in 2027 that that horse is going to be stopped, and that's where I see a huge conflict coming up. But as of now, I have split his presidency net in 2 years, as the first one being his personal goals. And as we all know, he takes things very personally. So he's going to sort out all those people, all those countries who has offended him personally. And then the next year, sorry, tell me.
No, please finish your thought. I have a question, additional question. Go ahead, finish your thought.
And then the next year is when 𝗠𝗏 is going to come to the second house. That's where Jupiter is. So even like today, the nimittas were clear. When I was talking about Jupiter, I saw 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Properties, which is a Dubai-based group. They signed a contract and they are going to invest a lot into US. I think $20 billion or something like that is what he has already promised. So we are talking about those things, and those things coming into picture in his second year of presidency, where there are more and more companies going to come. That's when America is going to do phenomenally well in terms of economy. All the big companies coming back, a lot of manufacturing coming back, be it from China, be it from worldwide. So all those things are going to happen. So first 2 years of his presidency are all going to be first, me, my enemies. The second year about me, my financial interest. And in that, somewhere down the line, American interest will also be served. But it's all about myself.
Thank you so much. His best friend, Mr. Barack Obama, because it is his roasting of Trump at a White House dinner that made him to say, I am going to become a president. I'm going to come live here, or something of that nature. Words to that effect. So now there is a rumor doing the rounds on social media that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama have actually fled US and they are sitting somewhere else. How does his charts look? Is he going to be in prison for what happened the last 4 years? What do you think?
I don't think so. I don't think so. He will go to that level. He won't go to that level, because unnecessarily he will take a lot on him. He has got his plate full. So he's going to go for his immediate enemies and more or less soft targets. He is not going to unnecessarily create any major legal issues, because he better watch out for that Jupiter in his chart. He doesn't want to get into any unnecessarily legal issues or get into tantrums with the legal courts, where he is outstretching or bending rules or breaking rules, making new rules. So if I was his advisor, I would say that don't get into it. Usko chhod do. There are many other people that you can go after, and that is what he should go for. And then in particular, how we can manage the deep state a little better.
So Kaartik ji, in your opinion, Barack Obama is getting a get out of jail card in, that Monopoly. You get that card, get out of jail card.
True. Maar diya jaye ya chhod diya jaye. So in his case, probably it is chhod diya jaye.
Right. Before we go to questions, Kaartik ji, last question. Greenland. Now, I don't know if you've seen this web series called Borgen, Borgen. It talks about Denmark politics and specifically about its relationship with Greenland. It's not exactly hunky-dory. Greenlanders are not very happy about what's going on there. And now there is a new tagline, MGGA, make Greenland great again. Your thoughts on what is going to happen there? In fact, he has flown out his son there in Trump's own aircraft. It landed in the capital of Greenland, and Donald Trump Jr. had some discussions. What's your prognosis on that?
Yeah. That 100% can happen. Because, see, America's map is changing in this presidency of Trump. There are no two questions about it. So that's why I'm saying it's very, very interesting world phenomenon that is happening with Trump coming in. And if you correlate with the situation of Bangladesh, or my prediction on Bangladesh or Pakistan, plus Trump has made clear. And I'm very clear that the loka in which we are is 𝗏𝗏. In 𝗏𝗏, the fight is always for the land. It is Mangal. Mangal is 𝗏𝗏. So if Trump says that, hey, I want Canada, I want this country, I want half of you, I want half of this sea, and I'm going to change the name of this sea, then I'm like, hey, this is perfect guy for 𝗏𝗏. Because he's talking sense. He's not a woke. He's following the rules of 𝗏𝗏. So guy like me looks at nimittas like that. Is he fit enough to be a president in a country where he is in perfect 𝗏𝗏? Then yes, he's giving all the nimittas of a guy being perfect for 𝗏𝗏. So as a bilateral, what is going to happen, I'm sure with Jaishankar ji being there for a week, and people trolling him that, oh, he was there to get an invite for Modi ji. Believe me, he doesn't need to be there for so long. And with the NSA also back in India. So I'm sure there are many, many things which are being discussed. And we are going to see the world map being redrawn in this presidency of Trump.
Thank you so much, Kaartik ji. Let's take a few questions now, if you don't mind.
Sure.
𝗤𝙧𝗞𝗦 ji, thank you so much.
Thank you.
𝗟𝗜𝗡𝗙𝗥𝗏 ji, thank you so much. Sir, like country, states have also got charts. For example, Assam.
Absolutely, 100%. There was a reason why I had made a famous prediction when when Biden became the president, that India's Northeast will suffer the most. And if you calmly look, India's Northeast has suffered the most. In fact, in 2025's prediction, I have taken 2 states as something to watch out for. One is Punjab, which is ruled by a sign called Sagittarius. The other is Bengal, which is ruled by a sign called Pisces. So yes, states also have that. For example, Mumbai is associated with Tula Rashi. Why? Because it is the financial capital. So like that, this is higher level of Jyotish, what we call it as Raj Jyotish. So yes, states also have charts, and states are also born at a certain time, right?
Yes,
certain states
yes.
are given. For example, in Pakistan, Balochistan was not a natural extension. They got it in the 1950s, right? So they were in a way annexed much later. So Balochistan will be separate. And from what I hear from my sources in Pakistan is technically KPK is already gone.
Thank you so much, sir. Next question, please. Giri wants to know, what is the Rashi Nakshatra of India, China, USA, Russia?
Oh, I wouldn't go into the Nakshatra level and all, but India is Taurus Lagna. Okay, Taurus Lagna ruled by Shukra, and that is the basic difference between India and Pakistan. India is Taurus Lagna ruled by Shukra, which is democracy. Pakistan is Mesha Lagna with Mangal as Lagna Lord. So it's all about army. And hence, when somebody says that in Pakistan, the army owns a country, whereas the worldwide, the country has an army. So for me, I'm very clear that, hey, you are Mesha Lagna, because this slogans and this all things are nimittas, which help a Jyotishi confirm that I'm picking the right Lagna. So similarly, China can be associated with more like Capricorn. And America has got 2-3 charts, but generally you can say it is more financial understanding of America. You can take it as Mithuna. Russia is again more of Capricorn. So these are all colder countries. So yeah.
Question for you. This is a follow-up question. Do you have anything about the astrological charts of Elon Musk?
Elon Musk, we will discuss in detail. I do have a chart, but I want to take a
super.
step. We will go specifically into Elon Musk, because he is the man to watch out for. Like jokingly now people are saying that nothing much has changed in the US, only the ecosystem has changed from Soros to Musk, right? So if that is happening, how about him? Because he's going to be the new guy behind the scenes. Is he the Prashant Kishore of Modi 2014? We'll see.
Or worse, George Soros.
Exactly. We will see that in the next show. So that will keep you hooked on.
Yes. Next one, please. Sir, is it safe to travel from India to US in May and June?
Well, I'm in US in March, so I would say that at least I've looked at certain things where I feel that I'm going to be safe. But May to June, again, see, you are talking about exactly the timelines when I'm talking about when Jupiter is going to transit. I think it is 14th of May, if I am not wrong. But again, so it is a period where you will see, again, which part of US you are going. But I would still say that stay safe, and better to spend a little more and be in a safer area than try to save $50 and risk your life.
Next one, please. 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗥𝗏, thank you again. How do you see Assam's future from the charts?
Assam's future is very, very dicey. Frankly speaking, I have no qualms in saying that if we are not going to address the elephant in the room, if we are not going to look at the situation as it is and trying to wrap the facts under the carpet, then we are looking at a big problem coming out from Northeast. The problem is already big. A lot of us actually don't know, because a lot of it doesn't come into the media. But
Yes,
I
indeed.
hope Amit Shah sort of takes it by the scruff of the neck and addresses the situation as it is.
Yeah, and yeah, we will give you an update on that, viewers. And thank you so much, Kaartik ji. This is the geopolitical situation on the ground. I think Jake Sullivan has come with a few things to kind of undo some of the creases, because I believe when Donald Lu came to New Delhi, I mean, his ears got hurt. That's the amount of things he heard. They just went at him left, right, and center. Itni maar padi, itni peet padi. So Jake Sullivan may be coming to apply some ointment. Nahi bhaiya, ye hone wala hai, wo hone wala hai. So absolutely, we'll wait and see. Thank you so much, Kaartik ji. So we'll do the look at the stars of Elon Musk in our next episode. If you possibly can finish that, let me know. Otherwise, we'll do some other topic. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you so much. 𝗍𝗏.
Om Namah Shivaya.